Can it only have been a year ago? March 28th of last spring at the Breslin Center in East Lansing, 8 teams arrived at this building dreaming of taking state. The MHSAA 98 boys basketball finals proved that March Madness wasn't just for the college teams. The magic was there in the high school game as well. Game 1 on a full day at the state headquarters for hoops saw the Thunderbolts of Mayo looking to run the table, looking to finish off an undefeated season. But Southgate Aquinas was standing in their way. In the Class D championship, Aquinas was up a point at the end of the first half, and in the third, they continued to cling to a skinny lead. But in the fourth quarter, Brian Can would, that's right, can a three, and Mayo was back within one. They completed the comeback a few moments later. When Can's jumper dropped, the Bolts had the lead. And then it became ping pong. Bill Smith hit a three, and Aquinas had the lead. Ultimately, Mayo's foul trouble did them in. It gave Aquinas the edge they needed. Southgate Aquinas wins it and celebrates the state Class D championship. Another tight score in the Class C championship game which followed. Detroit, St. Martin, Deporres, and Mason County Central were separated by only a bucket at halftime. Deporres up 25-23 at the break. But in the fourth quarter, the Detroit school, with all that basketball history, began to inch away. David Denham led the Eagles with 17 points, and he converted 88% of his free throws. Deporres goes on to win it, and they bring the Class C championship back east down I-96 to Detroit. The big guys were next at the big house. Detroit Central rolled into the Class A championship game with a gaudy 22-4 record to meet a Belleville team that had picked a most opportune time to find their A game. They had won 7 straight as they prepared to meet Central, a team led by Antonio Gates. He of 18 points and 8 boards the night before, while the Tigers were led by Kevin Edwards, who had poured in 25 points in their semifinal win. Early on, Central's swarming defense was the difference as they forced turnovers, which helped lead to an 8-point lead at halftime. In the second half, Central pulled even further away. Dante Darling scored 24 points. Antonio Gates had 17 more, and Detroit Central had a title, the Class A championship, with a 63-47 win over Belleville. The nightcap was the Class B title game, a matchup of 2 teams who between them had only 1 loss all year long. River Rouge 26-1 against a Marshall team that had gone 26-0. Both teams found their way to East Lansing. The expected result was realized. They were tied at 14 after a quarter. But Rouge exploded in the second. They opened a 10-point lead by halftime, holding Marshall to just 8 points, and Rouge led it 32-22 at the break. But it was still early, and back roared the kids from Marshall to the point that they were just 1 rainbow away from forcing overtime. Down 3 with 12 seconds to play. They would climb no closer. Brent Darby led the Panthers with 20 points. They had to shuffle the hardware in the crowded River Rouge trophy case, making room for another state title by virtue of their 60-54 championship game win.
Coming up later on, it'll be the 1999 version of these 2 classes. Pioneer and Arthur Hill from Saginaw in the Class A battle at 4, and then B, Brent Darby. And the Panthers of River Rouge taking on Sheboygan. But up next, it's Bath and Deporres. Stay tuned on Fox Sports Detroit. Insurance, sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award, and the United Dairy Industry of Michigan, sponsor of the MHSAA Sports Nutrition Award. They continue to file in here at the Breslin Center. Game 2 of our 4-game live bonanza here on Fox Sports Detroit, as a Class C title now up for grabs between Deporres and Bath. We'll show you how the 2 teams arrived in East Lansing. as Deporres was able to blow out Brown City in the postseason, which includes districts. The Eagles have outscored their opponents by an average of 29. Bath was able to get here in the semifinals, beating Charlevoix by 14 as they were led in the third quarter in an onslaught by Jeff McHenry, who had 13 points in the third to turn that game around. Well, Deporres, of course, everything starts and stops with Aloysius Anaganye, number three in the Mr. Basketball vote. And Derek Owens knows that the Bath Bees will be all over him.
We have to still make a concerted effort to give him the basketball. Some of the things that we've been going through is that make the pass to the wing, they're funny, they got him in the back. So what we're looking for is to swing the basketball, look for the seal, because he's strong enough to step in front, throw it out there, and let him catch it with his soft hands and finish. If that's not there, have the ability to reverse the ball, dribble drive yourself, and have perimeter shooters who get the job done.
All right, let's now get the player introductions. Back to Eric Oforseth for the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Michigan State University welcomes you to the Breslin Student Event Center for today's game, final game in the 1999 Michigan High School Athletic Association Class C Boys Basketball Tournament. You know, the product of high school sports is not championships, but sportsmanship. Remember, good sports are always winners. And now let's meet the starting lineups for today's game between the Fighting Bees of Bath and the Eagles of Detroit St. Martin Deporres. For Bath, at forward, 6'2" senior, 24, John Nugent. For Detroit St. Martin Deporres at forward, 6'2" senior, number 5, Calvin Hughes. The other forward for the Fighting Bees, 6'3" senior, 33, Jason Kibbe. For the Eagles at forward, 6'3" senior, 32, DeJuan Ghostin. At center for Bath, 6'4" senior, 11, Jeff McHenry. For Detroit St. Martin Deporres at center, 6'8" senior, 55, Aloysius Anaganye. At guard for the Fighting Bees, 6'3" senior, number 10, Joe Miller. For the Eagles at guard, 5'10" senior, 14, Jason Owens. The other guard for Bath, 5'11" senior, number 20, Jeff Wunsch. And for Detroit St. Martin Deporres at guard, 6' senior, 33, Mark Sturtevant. Head coach of the Bath Bees, Dan Annable. Head coach, Detroit St. Martin Deporres, the Eagles, Derek Owens.
So the young Dan Annable, whose first coaching job in the Bath School District was this group of seniors when they were in 7th grade. Derek Owens has been there before. He's looking for his 3rd state championship and a brilliant career in 7 years with the Eagles. An animal who did not play college basketball. He says, I'm a student of the game. He certainly has been made an even better coach this year with the way his Bees have performed, 26-1 coming into the ball game. But you have one of the best players in the state of Michigan, Aloysius Anaganye, number 3 in the vote behind Jason Richardson and Lavelle Blanchard. And keep in mind, those two guys for Arthur Hill and Pioneer will square off at 4 o'clock in the Class A battle. And here comes the Spartan recruit to perhaps lead his team to another championship. But the Bees might have something to say about that. Jason Owens, the point guard. He is the coach's son. A coach on the floor, shall we say.
They're starting off man-to-man, and the matchup to watch will be Jeff McHenry guarding Anaganye inside. Anaganye is going to draw a crowd. Make no mistake about that. I don't think they're going to try to guard him one-on-one the entire afternoon.
Kalamazoo Christian did a very good job against Anaganye in the semifinals, especially in the first half. That's Hughes, who came up huge in the semis. And a loose ball foul over the back called on Dewan Ghostin. If that name sounds familiar, it's because he is the son of Johnny Ghostin, the high school coach at Pershing, a team that expected to be here in Class A but couldn't make it.
I thought that was good patience offensively by Deporres, but even better patience defensively by Bath, and a good block out to seal the deal and get the defensive rebound.
You're going to love the way Bath moves the ball around. These guys have played together so long, literally since the first grade. That's Nugent with it. Gives it off to McHenry. Excuse me, Jason Kibbe. Kibbe with a triple. He averages 11 points a game. They can all shoot it. They can all handle it.
And they're all interchangeable. I mean, these guys, they come out on the floor. You can see in that first possession, here's the strength of Anaganye inside, however.
Aloysius goes up with the opposite hand, the right hand.
But the thing I want to point out, and hopefully have you watch for Bath when they have the basketball, is the interchangeability. Take a look at Anaganye inside, though strong, being fronted almost that time by McHenry. You can't play in that way, and certainly you're not going to knock the ball away with a little hand slap across the wrist. He's too strong for that. But Fred, one more point about Bath. Watch them, the interchangeability, each guy coming out on the floor. It really doesn't matter what position they are. These guys pass it, they all move without it, they shoot well from the outside, so they should be a very entertaining team to watch.
So Anaganye ties it up with a three-point play the hard way. Nugent thought about it. That's McHenry. Franked it. Rebound to Ghostin. Here come the Eagles. Owens with it. Not bashful. Comes up shy there. Rebound to Joe Miller.
He's not bashful, but he may want to be a little more patient, especially allowing his big guy time to set himself on the post.
Miller misses the tray. McHenry kept it alive, and it's the Eagles' ball. Imagine that, though. Deporres outscoring postseason opponents by 29 a game. They've blown everybody out. Hughes on some penetration, but he traveled. Calvin had 23 in the win over Kalamazoo Christian, and Kazu came into the game undefeated.
Look at the travel. You're going to get it right here. And actually, you got Hughes trying to beat two defenders with no spacing. That's very tough to do.
Joe Miller, bounce feed to Nugent. Arcs it over Aloysius Seneganye. So Nugent gets two. 5-3 Bees.
Really packing it in defensively right now to take the inside strength of Deporres away. Bath, you see, but giving up so much strength on that interior off the glass.
Out of bounds. Hughes is the one who missed the shot inside, and Calvin normally would finish that shot, but he missed it. Anaganye taking over a leadership role as he barks out some opinions, certainly. That's Miller. Very deft ball handler. And he draws a whistle on the drive. Miller can go left or right, as you saw there. You're going to like him because he's very good at penetrating, and he can knock down the outside shot.
What you got to do if you're Deporres is not break down defensively. You got to know that at times you may have to play long seconds of defense. Don't reach, don't gamble, stay solid, and eventually you can force a tough shot and maybe clean up on the defensive glass.
Here comes Dewan Ghostin. Handles the ball well, doesn't he, for a guy who's 6'3"? Sturdivant lost it. So another Eagle turnover.
Yeah, they're really rushing things. They have not been patient offensively, Deporres that is, since the first possession.
Miller a long punt. Rebound to Sturdivant. Here comes Deporres. Anaganye calls out Deporres. Timeout on the floor. Comes with 4:45 to go. A 20-second timeout for Derek Owens. Wants to set up his offense and make sure they do a better job at getting the ball inside, I would think. Let's listen now to Dan Enable on the Bath side.
Hey, Anaganye's got to come out guarding. You got the back door going the bucket. You can't play in like you did. Let's go. Stay up top. Stay in tight. Go a little tight so they don't get the inbound. 1, 2, 3.
Not only do you have to worry about Anaganye on the offensive end, but he blocks 5 shots a night. He is a big physical presence inside defensively.
But one thing they're hoping to do, that is pull him out away from the basket. Because of all their superb ball handlers, you're going to make him have to come out on the perimeter and guard somebody, and that will open up that interior and maybe negate the presence that he certainly can provide.
Deporres with just one field goal so far. Hughes given the three-point shot. Won't take it. 1.5 to play in the quarter. Calvin inside to Anaganye. Strikes. Lays it in with the right hand.
Yeah, you notice three defenders. 3 guys came around Anaganye, but once he caught the basketball, once he catches it, forget it. Just don't foul him. Unless you foul him hard and don't give him a three-point play.
But Bath comes back to get 2. Here comes Sturdivant. 7-5 in favor of the Bees. But Anaganye has all 7 Deporres points, putting on a one-man show here in the first few moments.
See, right now, out on the floor, when McHenry catches it, he's got to be at least a threat to score from out there, or otherwise Anaganye will not feel it necessary to come out and guard him.
Wunsch gives it off to McHenry. Wunsch is their point guard. Gave it up to Miller. Open look. He hit it.
Good ball movement, solid patience. Eventually, if you move that ball, more importantly, move your bodies, you're going to find an open shot on the floor. It will probably be a high percentage opportunity.
2 straight field goals for Miller. He averages almost 19 points a game for Beck.
5 defenders in that paint area, all with an eye on the big fella, number 55.
Hughes forced the entry pass off the hands of Aloysius Anaganye. 3:09 to play in the first quarter. The Bees have served notice. They're going to swarm all game long.
And our Craftmatic Model 2 adjustable bed is so
avail. Count it for the big fella.
Spartan watchers will tell you that this recruit is further along as a high school senior than Antonio Smith was when he came out of Flint. Do you buy that?
I buy it wholeheartedly because I saw him in the summertime. And offensively, he's got a nice package. Defensively, well, Antonio Smith was very good. Rebounding very good. But Aloysius has the rounded package.
Not particularly adept from the perimeter, but that's not where he's going to do his work for Tom Izzo come next season. All right, the Eagles to press full court here. Let's see how the Bees handle the pressure.
I don't think they'll be rattled by pressure. Too many ball handlers out there. Too many guys that can bring it up the floor.
McHenry front ironed it. Rebound to Hughes.
But the problem for them right now, Fred, no interior presence. Everything is coming from the perimeter, and as you well know, you cannot win basketball games with that.
Aloysius Anaganye.
But you can with that.
He continues to be a one-man wrecking crew with all 9 points.
Ever since they had the timeout, they have focused on getting the ball inside to him. Hey, he's a big target, huge. They can't stop him. Why not get it to him? Baptist got to get the ball inside.
Anaganye was waiting. Nugent along through. Rattled out on it. Rebound to Owens. Looking down the floor, decided not to chance the pass to Sturdivant. And Owens was fouled. No, he created the contact. So Jason picks up the offensive foul.
14, Owens.
Pushing the ball up the floor. Owens, notice he doesn't have any numbers right there, and I'm not so sure he fouled anyone. I think he may have traveled with the basketball.
Yep. His Wunsch certainly was not squared up defensively. 9-9. McHenry with it. He had 3 triples in the third quarter of the semifinal game against Charlevoix to basically break it open. That's Kibbe with it. You see how they're interchangeable parts. Similar size, similar skills handling the ball. That time Owens with a quick hand knocked it away. 2 against 3 for the Gold Shirts. Anaganye setting up in the post again. Hughes shows, goes inside, scores. Alvin Hughes with his first bucket. He is a strong player.
Yeah, leading scorer on this team had 23 points and 12 rebounds, Fred, in their semifinal win. He doesn't get a lot of credit for the damage that he's able to do.
McHenry picked up by Anaganye. fake by Wantz, drops it off inside. Probably should have shot it. And it is still Bath ball.
And for the Eagles, 44, Justin Evans.
Earlier, you had Deporres really spreading the floor. Look at the spacing. That's a lot of room on the interior. That whole area, the only guy in that paint area is Anaganye. And because you spread the floor, you spread the defense out, you get him the basketball, it gives him a little more time and certainly more room to operate.
Wantz tees it up and hits it.
Good job by Wantz. Wantz got himself wide open, caught it at the three-point line. No hesitation, went right with the shot. Because of their ball movement, they get the same thing spacing-wise. They've spread the defense out, and they get a little bit more time on their outside shot.
Beasley by one. Crossover, ghosted.
Tough shot.
Harshly blocked by Miller.
Never cleared himself. Watch the passing.
Inside, McHenry from Nugent. Made that pass from midair. That's the first thing that jumps out at you about the Bees, their ability to move the ball.
Because of the chemistry and certainly the familiarity that they have with each other, they may be the best half-court executing team that you may see today.
I mean, think about it. Going back to the age of 6, they either played with each other or against each other, and then starting in 3rd grade, they basically played with each other all the way up until 9th grade when Miller and McHenry were good enough to play JV.
They're not going to know what to do with themselves when it's time to separate after this year.
They'll be making some phone calls, I'm sure, at the collegiate level.
Feeling kind of lonely.
So Nugent sits down. Placed by Nick Cowdery, one of their top reserves. 13-11. Or 14-11, excuse me, McHenry. A couple of free throws. Sturdivant. Misfires, rebound Wantz. Smallest man on the floor.
Well, just like that, they've gone away from Anaganye, and Deporres went away from him. It wasn't so much that Bath took him away.
Perhaps the final shot of the quarter. Miller with it. McHenry tees it up, wide open. Look off the screen, and he buried it.
You got to guard the perimeter. Right now, you got Deporres very reluctant to go out on the perimeter, especially Anaganye.
Well, the Bees have scored the last 8 points. Deporres with time. Sturdivant, though, yo-yoing the ball. Fires a tray himself. Anaganye's board, but at the horn. The Bath Bees saying, all right, Eagles, we're ready for you. 1 quarter in the books in the Class C title game. Anaganye was practically the entire story for the Eagles. They've got to get some more scoring because right now, Bath is moving it around. 2nd quarter coming up on Fox Sports Detroit.
The first rule of school
Duke, and you know that Special K would rather be there, maybe, but he's so dedicated to the high school game, he is here to work all 4 on Fox Sports Detroit.
Hey, I'm dedicated, and you're right. I love high school basketball. I'll be there to cheer him on Monday night in the championship game. How's that?
I hope you're right. Cowdery to the hole. Too strong. Rebound weak side. Still Bees ball. McHenry was fouled before the shot. No bucket. Or excuse me, Derek Nelson. Again, no hoop. It will be Bath ball on the inbound. Foul before the shot. Now you talk about a baby face checking into the ball game. Aaron Squirewell, just a sophomore, 5'7". The Bees short again. Sturdivant pulls down the rebound.
I got news for you. Aaron's not 5'7".
Is he a sophomore? Sturdivant inside, too hard. Anaganye, though, cleans it up. He's got 11.
They just do not have the strength inside to block him out, to push him out of the post, to do anything with him.
Wantz threw it away. Calvin Hughes a steal. He'll take it all the way. The opposite hand, no. Rebound at the feet of Hughes. And it will be Deporres ball on the alternate possession.
A solid job of getting back that time by Bath. Looked like Hughes was going to have a wide open layup, but no, they got back and time to provide just enough resistance to make him have to make a tough shot at the basket. Deporres maintains possession and a chance to cut this lead to 4, perhaps 1. Excuse me, 2, perhaps 1.
Cowdery replaced the lineup by Kibbe. Hughes, an afterthought, gave it up. Squirewell fires. Rebound, surrounded by Bath. They lead by 4 with the ball, leaking down the floor, but a bad pass intended for Derek Nelson gives it back to St. Martin Deporres.
Bath has made a conscious decision defensively in this game. What they're saying to Deporres is, you can have the outside shot. What you're not going to have is penetration to the basket, and we're going to do our best to try and take Anaganya out of the game.
Squirewell bounces inside for Anaganya. May have forced the pass as Aloysius was surrounded, but there's a Bath foul. He is such a load for these Bees to handle. He's so strong.
Yeah, right now, their defensive collapse into the paint area is taking away the penetration, but it's not doing a whole lot to keep Anaganya quiet. Look at this. They're just giving him the outside shot.
And the sophomore gets the rattle to fall. Now, is the bucket going to count or not? Yes.
It's got to count.
Foul away from the ball.
Look how softly they're playing on the defensive end. Look at this. Look at all of the room here. You just walk up and decide to take whatever shot you want, and finally Squirewell just decides to launch from about 17 feet. He gets it to go, and there's a foul inside, so Deporres will get a second possession. I don't think that you can give him that type of open shot. They do have good shooters on Deporres' roster, and eventually they will start to can these shots.
And then they throw it away.
Now, Fred, if Aaron Squirewell had been 5'7", he'd have got that pass.
Well, not quite that, huh? I don't know that he's 140 pounds either.
What he is a pretty good shooter, as he demonstrated earlier. You give him the open look like that, he's going to take the shot, and he'll knock down more than he'll miss, for sure.
McHenry against Squirewell. Miller, nice dribble drive and pull it. Anaganye's ball. And now the Eagles back on the attack, looking to tie, maybe take the lead. Anaganya, good feed to Hughes, strong, missed it though. Anaganya got a piece of the rebound, keeps it alive. Spencer has it. Sturdivant. No, popped out on it. Anaganya. And he was fouled. Jason Kibbe got him by the arm.
Earlier you had the shot go up, and Anaganya on the opposite side working for that offensive rebound position. The ball pretty much found him that time, and there's the scramble, and there's the foul.
So that's the 14th foul on the Bees. Squirewell looks inside. Chance to pass to Anaganya. Not a good one.
No, you got to throw it up high. If he's in a crowd, you throw it up high and allow him to go get it. You can't get it there on a direct line. That pass will be deflected every time.
Miller with it. Getting the evil eye from Anaganya.
Well, how about this? Anaganya way out on the floor. Well out on the floor. Now falling back into the paint area.
McHenry goes up and scores. Jeff McHenry has 7. Started slowly, but starting to heat up now. He's their second leading scorer at 14 a game. 19-15 Bees.
It's a nice pull-up jump shot that time by McHenry.
Squirewell has it pop out. Rebound. Spencer. No. Anaganya. Aloysius has 13 of the 17 points for Deporres. Nugent gave it up. Under 5 minutes to play till halftime. Spencer knocks it out of bounds, so it is still Bath possession. Right in front of Derek Owens. And a little too physical on defense. Sturdivant picks up the foul. a senior.
Foul 33, Mark Sturdivant, his second.
Look at the board work right now. A domination by the Eagles. Not really surprising with Anaganye in the middle. Bath has certainly been aided by their shooting ability so far. 7 of 16. Watch pulls a block by Anaganye. Averages 5 a night. And then a loose ball foul on Nugent. He came out of nowhere. He shows you that 83-inch wingspan. So, I mean, he plays like a 7-footer.
It looked like it was going to be a solid decision by Wunsch to pull up, but you talk about the 80-inch wingspan, and yeah, right, from out of nowhere, perfect timing. Solid defensive play by Anaganye.
Looked like the Venus flytrap.
He gobbled it up.
Sturdivant fire. Got the nice high.
Now, you got major problems if you're Bath, and Deporres starts knocking down outside shots.
Sturdivant came out and hit 2 quick trays to start the semifinal game. Miller on the run. Out of control. Here come the Eagles now running 4-on-2. Squirewell pulls up. Banks it home. How about the young man, the sophomore, stepping up with a couple of field goals off the bench?
What an opportunity to get it done during clutch minutes in a championship game. He is not the least bit nervous out there.
McHenry off a screen, inside open man, Nugent. The Eagles forgot about him. So John Nugent has 4. They continue to go back and forth, swapping hoops, 21 all.
You got 2 pretty good offensive executing teams here.
You really do. Sturdivant pops inside and scores.
33.
Mark Sturdivant with back-to-back buckets for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's something they haven't been giving up in this game so far. Penetration all the way to the basket.
Nugent had his pocket picked by Sturdivant, who also picked up a whistle with it. So that will be his 2nd foul. Actually, his 3rd.
Deporres foul 33.
So he is done for the half.
Yeah, Mark Sturdivant, you certainly hate to see him leave out, get his 10 points and 6 rebounds in the semifinal win. We'll have to sit the rest of this half.
24, Nugent, 1-shot bonus on.
So Dennis Freeman takes his place. Deporres now has to go deep into his bench. This is a senior-laden ball club that the Eagles have. Ditto for the Bees. Nugent, Anaganye plucks it. 23-21. Deporres on the attack. They're down 2. Look at Squirewell. Airmails it though to Kibbe.
See, there's really no need for him to take that type of shot because he's going to get his share of shots as a standstill shooter.
Kibbe now. Anaganye, a man among boys there.
The ball goes inside, then comes back out. Squirewell is going to get plenty of opportunities, and he knows he probably shouldn't have forced that.
And he made the right decision there, putting it in the hands of the scorer, Hughes. And Calvin has 4. 25-21, Deporres with their biggest lead. Reach-in foul. It's going to go against the Eagles. It's on Spencer.
Eagle foul 54, Spencer, his first 18th foul.
First foul on Alfred.
Kibbe at the line.
So Kibbe at the line for a pair. Gets the first. Jason, a 6'3" senior, gives his team 11 points a game. There's so much balance on this Bath squad.
Yeah. And they all rebound pretty well, too. Look at Kibbe there. He got 10 rebounds in their semifinal run. So they all do a job. As I said, most of their positions interchangeable. They can all handle. They can all rebound. They shoot it pretty well.
25-22. Dennis Freeman with it. Anaganye wants it inside. I believe they got him with an offensive foul as he tried to create some space. Anyway, it's Bath basketball. We come back. 2:26 left to go in the second quarter. Just a 3-point difference.
Going to Kansas City, here I come.
The blues makes you feel alive.
I don't want much.
Presenting Living the Blues.
I just want a little bit. Rock me, baby. Rock me all night long.
I said, get Blues Classics for just $12.99.
Something's got a hold on me here. You know the nighttime
Use your credit card and get a free bonus album of Chicago Blues.
You know you shook me, baby.
Then audition other Living the Blues albums. Credit card users get 2 albums for just $12.99.
To order, call 1-800-225-0606. Use your credit card and receive your free Blues Giants cassette or CD, or send $12.99 plus $3.95 shipping to the address on your screen.
Bath with the early lead is now St. Martin Deporres in front by 3 here in the second quarter. Hey, Michigan was an opening round winner in the NCAA hockey tournament over Denver last night. The Spartans will try to do the same, taking on the Colorado College St. Lawrence survivor in the quarterfinal round of the tournament. Live coverage from Madison, Wisconsin starts tomorrow afternoon. Note the time, 3 o'clock, exclusively on Fox Sports Detroit. I wonder how long that took.
I like the glitter. He looks like a Duke fan.
For those of you who maybe need a little help in the Michigan geographical department, Bath is located about 10 minutes from here, northeast of Lansing, so it's really almost like a home game for the Bees. Of course, the Eagles came up last night, spending the night to get ready for this game. Anaganye with a strong start. How about that 6 for 6 from the floor, 7 boards.
Everything from point-blank range. As he's catching it right under the basket, Fred, and once he's there, once he's got it, just a turn, layup, or turn and slam.
And as a result, St. Martin Deporres scoring most of those in the green area. 25-22. Eagles by 3 as they go on deep. McKinnon picked up by Anaganye because of his three-point marksmanship. Again, the head fake. Anaganye doesn't bite. Miller. Look at him go with the left hand. Puts it off the glass. I like his game. Joe Miller was 6.
Miller's solid. And the thing that really helps him, along with several of his teammates, the fact that they know how to put it on the floor and make a shot. These guys don't necessarily have to come off screens or be standstill shooters. They can get it off the dribble.
Squirewell again with a shot. Rebound. Hughes looking at him inside. Missed it though. Inside. Spencer had it stripped away.
Hughes not able to put it back. Did have 9 offensive rebounds. Yeah, 9 offensive rebounds from the guard position, or forward position yesterday. Getting one there, so they really got to not only concentrate on blocking out Anaganye, they got to block out Hughes as well.
McHenry catching and shooting. Missing the rebound once. He missed it. So 2 blown layups. 1 at either end. 1:10 to play. Toss to the big fella. Bangs it too hard. Rebound to the Bees. Launch with a tough board. Under a minute left in the half. Launch with a save. Nugent faces up. Rebound to Deporres. Squirewell continues to run the point in the place of Jason Owen. Skip pass to Hughes.
Yeah, he traveled right there in front of the official. That's because they're hesitant to look at the basket from the outside. You know, Hughes really wants to drive the basketball. But what's happening right now, you've got Bath backing off saying, hey, you want it? Shoot it. It's there. And that hesitation causing the travel. Look, you know, he wants to drive it.
So the football tight end coughs it up, 25-24. Eagles still clinging to a 1-point lead. The Bees will work it for the final shot, presumably, of this half. We've had 6 straight excellent quarters of high school championship basketball. Miller spinning. Had to give it up. Squirewell with a steal. Has time. Foot race against 3 blue shirts. And the little guy scores at the horn.
He knew the clock the entire way.
Aaron Squirewell with 6 second quarter points. And Assassins look belying that baby face. How about that? 27-24. Deporres leads by 3.
Notice, clock winding down. He took a quick glimpse up to see how much time he had, and under control, off the glass, on the run, to help his team stay in the lead.
Aaron came into the semifinal game for about 10 seconds and then came right back out And I thought, well, maybe Coach Owens protecting him a little bit, but boy, has he come up huge in the state championship game with the 3 field goals. Let's head over to Mickey York to see what the coach thinks.
All right, Fred, thank you very much. Coach Derek Owens, the experts said this was supposed to be a blowout. Are you surprised it's this close at the half?
No, not at all. State championship. Bath did not get here by luck. They earned it right here. They're going for the state championship. There's no luck involved with this.
Anna Gagne has gotten his in the first half. How do you get your other guys to produce some more?
Play better defense.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. I appreciate it. Brad, back to you.
Well, Derek Owens preached to his team after the semifinal game saying, guys, let's all say it together. Defense wins championships. They have to say it again here at halftime. 27-24 Deporres.
Whenever you call, wherever you call, wherever you're calling from, when you switch to Sprint Sense Anytime, every long-distance call on Sprint is just a dime a minute. And now, you get up to 100 minutes of free calling on our dime. Call 1-800-PIN-DROP now, and every minute of every day can be a dime well spent. Your calls from home, your calling card calls, even calls to your personal 800 number are now just a dime a minute with Sprint Sense Anytime. Come live in a world created around you, where calls on the road cost the same as calls from home, and having a personal 800 number means collect calls are a thing of the past. Call 1-800-PIN-DROP for dime-a-minute calls 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Even on calling card calls, too. Switch to Sprint Sense Anytime now, and you'll also get up to 100 minutes absolutely free. 1-800-PIN-DROP. Sprint. Ahead.
Who said less is more?
More is more.
You get more for the money. Save more every day. Now you can get the big extra $2.99 extra value meal every day at McDonald's. And it comes with large fries and a medium Coke. Hey, what more could you ask for?
McDonald's. 27-24 our halftime score as the Bath Bees held to just 7 second quarter points by the Eagles of St. Martin de Porres. You know, usually size will tell the tale in state high school basketball action. Kalamazoo Christian, a very tall club, manhandled by the Eagles. Now Bath, a much smaller club, but certainly quick and a good passing team, staying right in this thing.
They're staying in it, but they've made a decision. They're giving Anna Gagne his points inside, making him work hard for them, but they're taking everybody else away. And unless things can change for Deporres and they start knocking some shots down from outside, it's going to be very tough for them to stay in this game, or to win this game, I should say. I think right now Bath's strategy is pretty good.
All right, so what would Marshall Thomas do if he was running the show for one of these two teams at halftime? Let's pick the coach's brain a little bit with Mickey York. Mick?
All right, Fred, thank you very much. Well, at the beginning of the game, we talked about Calvin Hughes needing to get involved. Only 4 points for him so far in the first half.
Now, Bath is doing a very good job on him. They're not opening up the middle where he usually normally gets his points. They're inviting him to take the three. And so far he hasn't taken it, maybe taken one of them, but they're not opening up the middle for him to be able to do his work around the bucket.
And the Bees, no surprises there. All 5 of their starters in the scorebook.
Again, I said from the beginning, that's their strength. If you don't know kind of who to guard, they move the ball extremely well, and any of them are a threat to score.
At this point, is it a toss-em-up game? Is it a pick-em game?
I would think so. I think that what Deporres has to do is start knocking down some threes in order to open up the middle. If Bath can keep them from shooting the three or from making the three, I think they'll stay in the game for the whole game.
All right, thank you very much. Fred, maybe a surprise that Bath is this close to some, but not the Bees.
Well, Aloysius Senegagne, 9 of 11 points for Deporres in the first quarter, but only 4 of 16 in the second. The Eagles spreading it around. We'll be back with more at halftime.
the thing started to vibrate from side to side violently.
Now on TLC, astronauts share the dangers of space in a major television event.
You open the door without that suit on, and you will come apart.
This engine's got to work. If it doesn't work, we're trapped.
This is the real stuff. Stories you've never heard from a place you've never been. Blast Off, Sunday at 9 on TLC. Adventures for your mind.
Now you can create the body of your dreams with the new home video, Fitness Made Simple, Unlock Your Potential. Fitness Made Simple highlights the personal training and nutrition program of fitness celebrity John Bastow. Over the past year, John has burst onto the fitness scene, appearing in many national exercise and bodybuilding publications. An outstanding accomplishment he attributes to the result-producing, fat-burning, and muscle-building program on Fitness Made Simple.
After years of listening to the confusing and often contradictory misinformation in the fitness world, in just 8 weeks of following Fitness Made Simple, I was able to dramatically transform my body and even develop the tight six-pack of abs I always wanted but was never able to see before.
Burn fat, build muscle. Fitness Made Simple shows you how with the exact time-conserving workout and easy-to-follow nutrition plan hundreds of men and women are successfully using. To order Fitness Made Simple, call toll-free.
Well, as expected, a close battle here for the Class C title in East Lansing, as the Eagles of St. Martin Deporres leading by just 3 over the Fighting Bees of Bath. Bath last won a state championship in 1960, imagine that, but it was at the Class D level. All right, for the past 10 years, the Michigan High School Athletic Association Scholar Athlete Award has been recognizing the state's top student athletes with a $1,000 college scholarship. Over 2,700 student athletes applied for the 24 scholarships awarded. They had to have a 3.5 grade point average or better, a varsity letter, 2 letters of recommendation, and they also had to write a 500-word essay on the importance of sportsmanship in athletics. Let's meet 2 of this year's awardees of the class of 1999.
The Scholar Athlete Award class of 1999 includes 24 winners. Football player DeJuan O'Donnell from Detroit Renaissance High School is one of them.
This is one of the best high schools academically in the country, and I feel that the sports programs that are coming up now are really just broadening the horizons of the school, making it a great atmosphere for a freshman thinking about coming, to a high school. Here's a situation where you can get things academically as well as athletically, and you just feel like you're a part of a family.
Renaissance High sets high standards for all of its students, not just its athletes. Everybody involved accepts the challenges.
We support our students. We have a student athletic person who works with our students academically. She spends time with them, tutoring them. We have special programs for them. If they need to be excused from their practice, they go there first to any classes that they need to work on. And so our coaches all have that built into their planning, their game plan. And they understand that these are scholar athletes first.
We don't have the 6'9", 290-pound linemen that everybody else has. But we got kids who are here because first they want to be top flight students. Next they want to be top flight on the football field. You put those 2 things in, and they become pretty good individuals.
DeJuan already has his sights set on college football.
I was recruited as an athlete, meaning receiver and defensive back. Really, I would play special teams by returning kicks and things. And so I played a little running back this year also. Well, I've already got one in mind. So, let's see how that goes. Hopefully, I can maybe do some things next year, and we'll have another interview like this somewhere down the road.
The snow may linger, but that won't stop Mercy High School golfer Jennifer Borowick from starting spring practice. Another of the 24 Scholar Athlete winners, Jennifer is following a proven path to success.
Meg Mallon, she graduated here, I believe, in '81, and she went to Ohio State University, and obviously now we all know how well she's done on the LPGA tour, and I definitely hope to follow in her footsteps.
Golf, like school, is all about preparation and determination.
You know, I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that she practices and practices and practices. She's smooth. Everything's the same every time. You know, once in a while there might be a little glitch here or there, but she corrects that right away. We will even go out and play a match, and if she doesn't feel like she's played up to her full potential, she'll be out on the driving range as soon as she gets home.
You have to have confidence in yourself, and you have to work hard, and you can't give up on it. You have to keep on trying.
I think it's because I'm a teacher here, and so academics are very important. I will literally go to teachers and ask how certain of my golfers are doing, and if a teacher is having a problem, then that student will not play. Academics does come first, always at all times.
These student athletes prove that you can excel on the fields and in the classroom.
And we echo congratulations to Jennifer and Dewan. And they are saluted, of course, by Farm Bureau Insurance, sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award. There you see all the winners across the state of Michigan. We'll be back with an assessment of the first half. Greg Kelser taking note of that golf swing. Will polish up his skills coming up.
Step right up.
Would you like to dance?
Of course, you lead.
Bird. Oh. Huh.
Got milk? The car. The competition can't touch it, can't even come close. Intrigue by Oldsmobile, grabbing attention in Metro Detroit like no other. Now with the best lease offer ever, it's a value no one can top, no one can stop. Just $235 a month for GM employees and qualified family members. That's $235. So before your current lease expires, test drive Intrigue and experience sophistication and savings at your Greater Detroit Oldsmobile dealer.
You can't predict. You can't predict when.
Your wife has been
Where?
in a serious accident. Terrible accident.
How?
We did all we could.
But life goes on. It's not who you call after. It's who you call before.
Well, the Bees of Bath led by 6 after 1. They trail by 3 at halftime. Let's get some thoughts on the Bees side with Mickey York.
All right, Fred, thank you very much. Coach Dan Annabelle down just 3, but I imagine being this close, you got to be confident.
Oh, yeah. Our kids, I thought, played extremely well in the first half. We didn't knock down all of our shots, gave up a little bit too much on the weak side rebounding, but, you know, we're right in this ball game, and we're going to fight to the bitter end and see what happens.
It looked like you were willing to give them the 3. Will you continue that strategy in the second half?
I think our defensive strategy worked pretty well for us. You know, we know they are really quick to the bucket, and you know, they're good inside. You know, Anagon is a great player, and we're going to continue to, you know, to stick with our strategy and hope it works out for us.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. Fred, back to you.
All right, Mick. 16 minutes of basketball to be played here to decide the Class C crown at the Brez.
Okay, we want you to just look at the defensive pressure and the tactics being utilized to handle that guy right there. Aloysius Anaganye. Now, the ball's going to go inside right there. They're going to try and get in on a straight pass. You notice it's tipped. Now, Anaganye is 6'9", 6'8", almost 6'9", Fred. You've got to throw it over the top to him and allow him to go up and get it. You try to direct pass, it will get intercepted.
All right, let's check statistically speaking of what happened here in the first 2 quarters. Our halftime stats will be brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. We'll check those out when we come back and get the third quarter rolling from East Lansing. A good one again in Class C.
Live from New York.
Broadcast all over the world. From the largest studio ever constructed.
Yeah!
The Truman Show comes home on pay-per-view.
Brilliant. Fade up music. That's our hero shot.
Golden Globe winners Jim Carrey and Ed Harris.
I think I'm mixed up in something big. That's correct.
The Truman Show.
It's a miracle!
Pay-per-view delivers award-winning entertainment home.
177 dead baby sheep. How many dead baby humans would we have to sacrifice to clone?
As much as I don't want to leave here, it's somebody else's turn. Thank you very much for giving me my turn.
Thank you, MGTV.
MGTV. It's a tremendous opportunity for Michigan citizens.
Our halftime score just moments away from the start of the second half. Now let's look at those numbers, brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. Either team shooting the ball very well, and you expect those shots to start falling, Greg, I would think.
You would, especially when you look at Bath. They're getting high percentage shots off a good movement. This is helped by the fact that Anaganye has been so tough inside. The thing that I'm really impressed, both teams taking good care of the basketball in the state championship game, where you know nerves are certainly a part of it. They're doing a solid job. And points in the paint, big time, St. Martin Deporres.
And ditto rebounds because of the big fella in the middle.
And in the middle he is. He looms large. They're able to extricate himself from pressure. They're swatting it away with that 80-inch wingspan. Here, 4 guys defending to no avail.
So we start the third quarter. The Bees with the basketball. Watch the quarterback. Now being defended by Owens, who's back out there. He's had a lot of time in the second quarter. Motion offense for the Bees.
Yeah, man-to-man defense, realizing that you got to play and keep your defensive patience, and they did it that time, forcing the turnover to Deporres.
So Miller dribbled it off his own foot, giving it back to the Eagles, and their first second half possession. Calvin Hughes had trouble scoring in the first half. This fires again, and a loose ball foul goes against the Eagles. It's going to be on Ghosted.
I think Coach Marshall Thomas is exactly right when he says, you know, Hughes right now ineffective because he can't get into that paint area off the dribble, which is where he really wants to go. So he's being forced to have to shoot that outside jumper, and he's not clicking. Now there's a little activity down low. The foul on Deporres, ball goes back over the back. Until Hughes can get some type of freedom to roam inside, it's going to be tough for him because he doesn't have an outside confidence going right now.
Pass inside to Nugent. Finding Wanchu, gave it up wisely to McHenry. Belongs to Deporres.
Wanchu on the extra pass.
And then Sturdivant double dribble. Caught the ball with both hands, put it back down on the deck. So the Bees reclaim it. You know, Derek Owens talked about turning up the defensive pressure in the second half. Let's see if the Eagles were listening. Hughes with a near steal. Inside, Nugent knocked away, and Anaganye, but a foul with it. Well, Wishes picks up his second personal. Ghosted has 3, and Anaganye 2.
Movement without the ball is what causes this. And you have Anaganye trying to react, but getting there just a little bit late, getting a piece of the wrist and picking up his second foul.
Miller left open. Missed the 3 try. Rebound, Ghosted with good legs. Looking down the floor, Sturdivant and Anaganye. Aloysius pulls up. Short, rebound, Calvin Hughes. Had it blocked, though, by McHenry. Out of bounds off Hughes.
Well, Hughes, 4 offensive rebounds in this game. Really hasn't been able to convert many of them, but that has to be a concern. If he continues to pile up the offensive second chance opportunities, he will eventually begin to put them back in.
Calvin was 9 for 16 in the semifinal game 2 days ago for 23 points, but so far in this one has been frustrated. Just 2 for 8. So he's been replaced by Spencer. Nugent came off the screen. Nothing doing there. Watchful fight. The rebound inside. McHenry blew it. He'll tell you he's got to make that one. Here comes Sturdivant. Toss inside. Knocked away by McHenry, so he didn't hang his head. Played good defense. Miller spinning against Spencer into a shot. Too high off the glass.
Tough shot. Made his mind up that he was going to take the shot long before he put it on the floor. Went into the shot, Fred, with his back to the basket. Very low percentage opportunity.
And Anaganye pulls down another board. Give him 8. And counting. Sturdivant will fire. Front iron. Rolls off to McKenna, or to Kibbe, rather. 27-24. St. Martin Deporres still in front. Watch on the attack. Cut off by Ghosted.
Almost 3 minutes in, neither team has scored yet.
Got to credit the defense for that. Nerves should not be a factor now. McHenry with a hand in his face. Good ball fake. Missed it though. Rebound, Anaganye. Kicks it out to Owen. Sturdivant with a toe on the line. It's a 2. So Mark Sturdivant finally breaks the ice, gets the first field goal for either team in the second half. 29-24, biggest lead for the Eagles.
If you're Bath, the main thing you want to do is keep that people movement and ball movement that you have.
McHenry hits the tray.
And each time McHenry steps outside, hey, he's an option. You got to make him an option because he's going to pull the big fella out. If the big fella's reluctant, give it to him. He's capable of knocking it down.
29-27, Sturdivant gets it right back. Mark Sturdivant with 9.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. Sturdivant just walked down, looked like he was looking for a pass. Just walked right into that shot.
Nearly stole it from Nugent. 5-point game again. Coming up in 4 minutes to play in the third. Class C championship game. St. Martin Deporres looking to make it back-to-back again. Miller. Rebound, box off position by Ghosted. Dewan fires and hits it. Now the outside shot starts to fall to the Eagles.
Well, I said it in the first half, bears repeating. If Deporres is capable of knocking down the outside shots, if you're Bath, you're going to have to readjust your strategy.
Miller thought about 3. 7-point lead for the Eagles. Kibbe on the left-handed drive, ducks it inside. McHenry nowhere to go with a big fella behind him. Nugent too strong. Rebound, Anaganye. He hopes to do that exact same thing for Tom Izzo next season.
Well, the nice thing you see about Anaganye, he has range. He can go and get rebounds. They don't have to fall in his lap.
Sturdivant fires off his heels. Nugent had it knocked away because of a loose ball foul on Deporres. It's going to go on Spencer. No question about that one. 3:08 to play in the third quarter. The Eagles flying high right now. They lead by 7 in East Lansing.
The first rule of school sports is that students must earn the privilege of wearing their school's uniform by taking classes there. But some politicians in Lansing would like students enrolled at other schools to be on your school's teams, even though they are not enrolled at your school. Contact your local state representative or senator and let them know that your school's teams are for the kids attending your school. The kids who get their uniforms the old-fashioned way. They earn it.
Dylan was just struggling, having a hard time getting through a book. I could tell that it was starting to become a problem.
He used Hooked on Phonics for only 4 weeks, and I was amazed at the progress he had made over the summer.
From now on, I will call you Wacky Jack.
Dylan is happy, we're happy, and his teacher is happy. Hooked on Phonics really works.
To order Hooked on Phonics, call 1-800-ABCDEFG. Must be 18 or older. See improvement in just 4 weeks or your money back. And with your paid order, get the Start Right CD-ROM free. Call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
Well, Deporres all season long has been a strong second-half club, and so far here, coming out of the gate quickly, scoring 7 points compared to 2 for Bath. Aloysius Seneganye with a double-double already. How much do you think he'll play next year as a freshman here?
I think he'll play a lot. Certainly the opportunity will be there with the position being vacated by the senior Antonio Smith this year. That should be his spot to move right in and provide that same rebounding, defensive presence, and maybe a little more offense.
We'll see another Spartan recruit in the Class A title game. Mr. Basketball, Jason Richardson, coming up at 4. Blocked by Anaganye. Oh, he closed so fast.
Well, he moved defensively very well that time. Slid his feet, got in perfect position, got the block, all without committing a foul.
He really has a sense of timing and blocking shots and keeping them in play. Sturdivant readjusted, forced the circus shot. Ball missed by Ghosted, had it stripped by Miller. Here come the Bees, sprinting 2-on-1 with Kibbe to the hole for 2.
Beautifully done. And it started with defense. The nice strip inside, getting the ball up the floor, balance, spacing, and the high percentage finish.
Calvin Hughes determined for two. Give him 6. 36-29.
Yeah, he could be a very dangerous player because you know he's explosive. Spent some time on the bench. Now he's back out there, remotivated. Could be a serious threat to Bath right now.
Way out on Kibbe, who walked. So the shuffling of the shoes gives it back to the Eagles. And some concern written on the face of Coach Animal.
Yeah, because at this point you don't want to fall behind by too much. You're only down 7 now, but you really have no momentum. You have no consistency going, and you're playing a team that's always a threat to go off in the second half.
But St. Martin Deporres clearly has turned it up a notch or two defensively.
Yes, they have.
Nearly as many wide open looks for Bath. They didn't have to play in the third quarter. Now you see Deporres do this a lot. At the end of quarters or even really midstream, they will bring it out and force the zones to come out and just play pitch and catch. Not a stall tactic, just want to open that defense up a little bit. Hughes tries a try. Rebound to Bath. Joe Miller's ball. Miller against Ghosted. Under a minute to play in the third. Look at Miller with the offhand. Goes inside, dump off to Kibbe. Blocked by Gagne! How did he get it? What a play!
Excellent recovery.
That was a Big Ten defensive move. Owens a wide open jab. Rebound inside. Hughes hooks it up. No! Rebound to Bath.
And Hughes unofficially 5 offensive rebounds in this game. But Fred, I don't think he's converted one single putback.
McHenry. Keep in mind, he had a 13-point third quarter in the semifinals against Charlevoix, and he comes up with his second triple of this quarter. Cuts it back to 4.
A huge swing there. I mean, if Hughes is able to knock down his putback, it's a 9-point lead. He misses. Bath runs it up the floor, gets a wide open 3 just like that. It's a 4-point game.
Eagles for the final shot of the quarter. It's Ghosted's tray. He got it. Oh, a money shot by Dewan. Give him 5. And a 50-footer at the horn comes up shy.
Man, it looked like it was on the mark, though. It looked like it had enough.
39-32. Derek Owens, 8 minutes away from another state championship. But the Bees still have something to say about it. Just a 7-point game in the Class C title game. Ghosted and company getting close to a title.
Can't touch it, can't even come close. Intrigue, Oldsmobile, grabbing attention in Metro Detroit like no other. Now with the best lease offer ever, it's a value no one can top, no one can stop. Just $235 a month for GM employees and qualified family members. That's $235. So before your current lease expires, test drive Intrigue and experience sophistication and savings at your Greater Detroit Oldsmobile dealer.
The Metro Detroit Ford dealers present The Locker Room with Kurt Gibson.
And there it goes!
And Gary Danielson.
Driving to the ball, breaks off the back control, fires it in the end zone, touchdown, Freddie Scott.
Along with me, Eli Zarin, featuring the Ford Sports Classic, the Michigan sports moments so uniquely ours, and the Metro Detroit Ford dealers Question of the Week, the hot topics we debate along with you, midnight Sunday and more on Fox Sports Detroit.
Well, St. Martin Deporres leading by 7, and I'm sure if the Spartans were not in the Final Four, the coaches would be here watching some of their recruits, including Aloysius Gagne, who knows he'll finish his high school career here and start his collegiate one.
Yeah, it's real special because I get to do something that not a lot of people get to do, was to play their last game of high school basketball and start their first game of college basketball in the same court. So, I mean, that's something special to me.
And the Spartans, they're going to love to have the big fella. Look at how he recovers here. He gets in the lane, stops the penetration, and then recovers in time to block the shot after the pass is made. Solid job, both ends of the floor so far for the big guy.
Aloysius will hit the books here. He's a 3.3 student at Deporres. Sturman with a hand in his face from Nugent. We start the final quarter with a 7-point difference. Ghosted wants to post up Miller. And Gagne on the bench, as you saw, to start the fourth quarter to get a breather. Ghosted sitting a wide base with Miller. See how he is in the post-up. Turn around. Got it. 32. So the coach's son has 7. Mentioned earlier, his dad, the coach at Pershing High. Johnny Ghosted, very successful with the Doughboys. Like he was Steve Smith's high school coach.
Dad couldn't do that, though. I saw Dad play.
Ball rims out. Loose ball foul should be on St. Martin Deporres. It's on Ghosted. If it is, that is number 4. So Dewan, in frustration, is going to have to come out for a while.
That's unfortunate because he had just had the offensive success on the post-up, and this time getting that foul will put him on the bench, and it has to bring Alec Gagne back in. You would have liked to have left Alec Gagne on the bench, maybe a few more minutes of rest. But now with Ghosted out, you lose that posting presence. You got to come right back with your big guy.
And in one of the first half subplots returns Aaron Squirewell, backup sophomore point guard, number 3. 6 second quarter points. And they were desperately needed. 9-point game. McHenry sights it, hits it.
Can't lose him. You just can't lose him. Now, I'm not sure what the substitutions just occurred, Fred, for Deporres. If they really knew each guy who to guard. McHenry came off wide open, unguarded, easily knocked that down.
His 3rd straight tray. They invited Squirewell to shoot it. Now he does. A little poster, he knocked it down. I get a kick out of him. I mean, he's a sophomore.
And he's diminutive.
He sure is, but man, what a cool customer. He's got 8 points, 43-35. Watch. Gave Squirewell the off-front.
Wunsch looks kind of big standing next to Squirewell.
He's a football tailback. 2 times 1,000-yard rusher. McHenry and a block by Gagne. That's 4. Here comes Hughes down the floor. Clever dribbling to keep it alive. Got to give it up. Sure he does. He should have.
You're right. Just got caught up in doing much too much in a game like this.
McHenry with the ball. 43-35 Deporres. Diving inside middle. Nugent on the spot-up tray. Rebound. Still to the Bees. Miller has not shot the ball very much in the second half. He's going to have to get the ball. That's Wunsch. Off the bracket. Rebound fought for. Tapped up and in. How in the heck did that go in? But I think Kibbe was the one who got it from about 8 feet.
He may get credit for it, but I believe Alec Gagne tapped that ball in.
I think you're right, Greg. 43-37, timeout. Kibbe does get the bucket, but you're right, I think Aloysius wishes he had that one back.
Oh, yeah. Okay, look, totally unguarded right there. Now, either it's Alec Gagne's man or it's Pittman's man, and neither addressed that defensive assignment. So McHenry had all time to knock it down.
Let's listen in on Coach Annable.
Keep pressure. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Hey, get back there. Sting. Work the butts off. Work the butts off. Sting, first base. 1, 2, 3, 2. Let's go.
To play in a 6-point game, 4th quarter Class C championship game. In case you tuned in late, the Class D game decided with no time left at the free throw line. Western Michigan Christian winning it from Muskegon over Detroit City. Mile 1. We're tight down the stretch here. Owens. he decides not to take it. Spencer missed a roller.
Spencer hurried that shot.
Sure did.
I mean, really anxious to shoot it.
Gibby. An open watch. Good ball movement. Nugent missed it, though. He's been off today as well.
They are doing everything correct, Bath, that is, in terms of ball movement. Making the extra pass, very unselfish out on the floor. Problem is they cannot finish the play with a made basket.
Miller's 3 for 10 for them. Nugent 2 for 7. Two guys they normally depend upon to score points. Inside, somehow fought up and down. Mark Sturdivant, he's got 11. He averages 15 points a game. 45-37, 4.5 left.
Deporres now going into looks to be a matchup zone defense, Fred.
McHenry missed it. Owens pulls down the board.
You know, sometimes when they change in full stride, it's hard to pick it up, but it looked like that time they had opted for a zone defense.
Now the Eagles will burn some clock. Under 4 minutes left. Miller almost got a foul called on.
Now's the time you can really spread your floor, get the ball inside to the big fella and let him operate.
Sturdivant, nice crossover move. Dumps inside to Spencer. Scores and a foul. Alfred Spencer.
54, Spencer.
And a three-point opportunity. Give him credit. He missed the jumper a moment ago. Comes right back with a strong inside, too.
Here's your penetration. The perfect kick out. Shooting it with strength. Taking that hack and putting it down for a three-point chance here.
So the free throw forthcoming following the timeout with 3:45 to play. Slowly but surely the Eagles have seized control of things here. It's a 10-point game. Let's listen in on the Bath huddle.
Okay. The ball. Because we've got so many balls, we've got to burn that. All right. Okay. Hey, if they beat you, just foul them hard enough they can't finish. All right. It's got to be a good foul. Go after it. Go for the ball. When the ball goes to the ground, go for it. Okay? As it's leaving his hand, you go after it.
In case you're wondering why we're not listening in on the Deporres huddle, Coach Owens declined. Every coach has the choice of whether or not to wear the microphone. It's totally up to them, and Derek decided not to, so that's the only reason we have not heard his words of wisdom. He wants to keep those private, which is his prerogative. Sure. Spencer finishes the three-point play. How about that, huh? Spencer, seldom used, but comes off the bench to provide a huge three-point play. The senior steps up, his team by 11.
It's the greatest spectacle in sports.
Over the Eagles, or I should say the Bees of Bath. All right, if you love open-wheeled racing, you'll love the IRL this season on Fox Sports Net. Tomorrow, the Phoenix 200, the Fox Sports Net season opener. Action kicks into gear at 6 o'clock here on Fox Sports Detroit. Well, Deporres has won 6 state championships. 4 under Ed Rachel. 3 at this level. And looking for another one, perhaps.
Not the way to come out of a timeout if you're Bath, and you need offensive production.
And now the Eagles again will continue to kill clock. Miller reaches in, trying to make the steal, but picks up the foul.
And it's just the second team foul, so they got a long way to go. They're going to start gambling, reaching, and trying to get some steals and perhaps utilize some of the fouls they've got at their disposal.
Your Bath, you wish there was a shot clock at the high school level, but no such thing, so they've got to make a steal or start to think about fouling. Wunsch almost on cue makes the theft. He's a defender by trade, but can knock down an occasional jumper. There's just one field goal today. Squirewell, the sophomore, stays on the floor in crunch time. And a reach-in foul by Wunsch.
Yeah, you look at Squirrel, and you can see a very confident guy out there, and you know that he can handle the basketball, plus the fact that he's a good shooter. If they get into the penalty, you feel confident that he'll be able to go to the free throw line and knock down shots.
And Gagne with both feet inside. Sturdivant missed the layup, though. He thought he was fouled. Here come the Bees. They've got to score quickly. Miller in midair. Too hard. Rebound to Ghosted. Joe Miller has uncharacteristically struggled with his shot. 3 for 11.
He really has. And each time you miss now, you know you're going to lose valuable points, because I don't think Deporres is going to be in any hurry to score.
And a double dribble by Owens as he looks over at his dad as if to say, it wasn't my fault. Right now, though, Derek Owens is his coach more than he is his father, who gives him the evil eye. 22nd timeout for Derek Owens. 2:43 to play here in the fourth quarter. Well, Derek Owens knows that there's a lot of pressure on a coach's son, especially when you're playing for him. But both of them have gotten used to the situation.
It's very important that when I leave Deporres' gym, no matter how practice went that day, when I come across the threshold of my house, I gotta be dad, because I cherish my relationship with my son. And if it comes to adverse conditions, I want him to have enough confidence in me to come talk to me about anything. So you have to separate the two. And I have the ability to get that done.
Derek Owens starts his son Jason and has for 2 years in a row because he believes in him as a player and as a son, of course. Derek says, you know, if parents complain about my son being a starter, I say one thing. I like your son. I love my son.
Case closed, huh?
Coming up later on at 4 o'clock, the Class A championship game. This will pit number 1 versus number 2 in the Mr. Basketball Balloting. I don't even know if that's ever happened before in the state. Lavelle Blanchard, a pioneer, against Jason Richardson of Arthur Hill. In fact, we understand it happened in 1958 when Dave DeBusschere and Chet Walker went head-to-head. Well, you have to be a basketball historian to know that.
Yeah, and I read it, but I can promise you I didn't see it live.
48-37, the Eagles by 11. Miller fights it up. His shooting woes continue. And now clock is a concern for the Bees. Owens traveled. That was a tough call to make.
Well, the thing is, if you're Deporres, and I'm sure Coach Derek Owens has to be thinking, why are we rushing the ball up the floor? I mean, at this point, you don't need fast break opportunities. You want to utilize some clock. So this team, inexplicably, turning the basketball over.
Just 37 points for the Bees so far today. They come back with 3. So McHenry continues to nail the trays, his 4th of the second half. He's got 19 points to lead everybody in scoring. But the question is, will it be enough?
Yeah, I think that McHenry's done a nice job in this game. For the most part, being guarded by the big fella, Alec Gagne, and Gagne in the zone defense now, but certainly McHenry has shown us that he can make his own offense as well as get it off the standstill.
And Gagne over the back trying to get the ball. 2:06 to play. And the door remains cracked open for the Bees. They get the ball back. There's still 3 possessions down.
They've got plenty of time.
Miller to Nugent. Rattles out on him.
That's been their downfall.
That's been the story, those 2 guys.
Because you really have to like their shot selection pretty much the entire game.
Those 2 guys average 26 points a game. But today in the state championship game, they have combined for just 10.
Again, Fred, I've always felt that you have to have a balanced attack. You've got to have some type of presence inside the paint area. Nothing wrong with the outside shot selection that Bath is getting. They're not knocking down the shots. And because of that, with no interior presence, it's been tough.
There's some presence inside, and Gagne was fouled. I don't even know if he's taken a shot in the second half, has he? No, I think about it.
I think he's had 1 jump shot. 1 baseline jumper that rimmed in and out.
So the big guy steps to the line. I mentioned before about his grade point average of 3.3. Education always came first in his family. Mom and Dad were born and raised in Nigeria, moved to Michigan before Aloysius was born. The dad has a master's degree from U of D Mercy and is an engineer with General Motors. 50-40, and Gagne now with 14 points. Miller had it nearly stolen. Nugent has it. The Bees have to hurry. McHenry, not quite that much in a hurry though. Not a good shot. No. So now the Eagles will burn some more time. They'll spread the floor almost in a four-corner style. Sturdivant, too much dribbling, almost had it stolen. And a reach-in pushing foul by the Bees. It's on Kibbe. Well, we mentioned Anna Gagne strong in the classroom, but so are these Bees, where Bees aren't good enough. How about all A's? The 5 guys combined have a grade point cumulative of 3.7. All senior honor roll students.
It's getting it done both in the class. I mean, and that's so important. I love to see that. I love to hear that. And I know that Anna Gagne is going to fit right in with the way they do things in East Lansing, because they really put an emphasis on the academic side of it. And that goes back 20 years.
Should be 24, because that's when you started, right?
Well, you know, who's counting?
27. Sturdivant got them both.
It sounds better to say 20.
Miller off the glass. Rebound and Gagne coming up on a minute to play. 52-40. Here's Sturdivant. Got it. And Mark Sturdivant has 15. And they can start celebrating on the Deporres side. McHenry, a long tray. And Anna Gagne continues to pad his rebounding numbers. He's got 15 to go with 15 points. Sturdivant draws the whistle with 51.1 to go. And the Eagles can exult, because it all started with the defense that we talked about. And you know that Derek Owens was preaching it again at halftime. And look what they've done to the Bath Bees in the second half, holding them to 16 points. Yeah, the printing has begun. Deporres state champion.
Oh, yeah. I love his response to the halftime question, how do you get everybody else involved? He said, better D. It starts with the defense. Hello.
Aloysius rocks the rim.
Man.
17. Oh, they enjoyed that on the Eagles side.
That's a man, folks. That's a man playing high school basketball right there.
Miller finally gets a runner, his first 2 points of the second half. But enjoy Aloysius with a thumper.
This is what I saw last summer when I watched him play. And I thought to myself, my, he's got to be just having his way as a high schooler.
Well, he put on a show for the fans. I mean, Aloysius is used to playing against NBA guys. A lot of the Detroiters that come back in the offseason, the Carlos Rogers, guys of that ilk. And Aloysius has played against that type of competition before, so certainly he is not to be dismayed by a batch of swarming Bees from Bath. He flicks them off like they're gnats.
Yeah. But let me say this about Bath, as Anna Gagne leaves the game a champion. Fred, they've had a solid season. They're going to finish 26-2. You know, their guys have all played together for a long time. And today, they played well. They played solid. They had great execution. But their shots didn't drop. And that happens sometimes. And it happened today. And they didn't have much of an answer inside for the big fella. He was alone.
Well, Anna Gagne will celebrate his second straight Class C championship. As for the Bees, for these seniors, the final time that they will play basketball together, as undoubtedly they'll be going their separate ways. All a part of growing up. If they can say they became the first team in school history to reach the finals in some 39 years. And there has to be some consolation in that. Nate Ford in the ball game made the steal. And now just open floor time for the Eagles. And a technical foul being called. Grabbing the rim, perhaps.
No question.
Technical foul on the Eagles 51. Benjamin Cornish.
It's on Benjamin Cornish. They're saying grab the ball, young fella, not the rim. Ben will get his chance next year. 17.5 to go. A couple of technical free throws being shot by Horde.
That's his first.
I mean, think about Bath, Greg. In some respects, they're fortunate to get here. They almost lost in the districts, had to go double overtime before beating Crystal City. That's Carson City Crystal, I should say, double overtime in the district finals.
Yeah.
And they dodged that bullet and got all the way to the title game.
That's the beauty of this tournament. Any tournament where it's one loss and you're out. It only takes one game, one day to disrupt somebody's plans.
Cornish pulled down the last rebound, perhaps, of this ball game. Cornish lays it up with .3 to go. And a 12-point game. So we didn't quite get the heroics down the stretch that we thought.
19 foul.
Wasn't necessary. The Eagles getting it done, and you got to believe, Greg, that they're heavy competition that they play in the Catholic League against some big schools like Brother Rice, etc. Has to pay dividends, and it usually does year in and year out for these guys.
Well, it depends on what your objective is. I mean, if you want to just pile up wins, then you go with a softer schedule. But if you want to win championships, you go with a more aggressive schedule where you might lose some games, but you'll learn some very valuable lessons and gain that experience.
Well, Willie Burton won a couple of state championships once upon a time for the Eagles. Now Aloysius Seneganye celebrates a two-timer for his squad. St. Martin Deporres brings another title back to the Motor City. Number 7. And Aloysius Seneganye maybe might be a part of another championship team next year with that loaded Spartan squad. Who knows? We shall see. But on his broad shoulders, the Eagles fly to another title. 17 points, 15 rebounds for Aloysius, and his wishes were granted here this afternoon. Back with a trophy presentation in a moment.
First.
Preaches defense. He got it today. During the regular season, Bath averaged 72 points a game, but today held to just 44 by the Class C champions from St. Martin Deporres. Let's head back over to Eric Oposeth for the awarding of the hardware.
Robert King. Number 12, Chad Bisbee. John Nugent. Jason Kibbe. Number 11, Jeff McHenry. Number 10, Joe Miller. And number 20, Jeff Wunsch. And accepting the runner-up trophy in Class C, Coach Dan Hannibal. Congratulations to the Fighting Bees of Bath on an outstanding season. And now for the 1999 Michigan High School Athletic Association Class C champion, the Eagles of Detroit St. Martin Deporres. First, we will present individual medals. Number 3, Aaron Squirewell. Number 4, Eric Lasby.
in effect a championship trophy. One for he, one for son Jason. And Aloysius Seneganje getting to taste exactly what Willie Burton did, a couple of titles, and Miguel Knight was a part of a championship team. They went to the elite level, and maybe we'll see the big fella in the NBA one day after his career here at Michigan State, but he's certainly left quite an imprint here.
No question about it. A special player, a special student, special person.
And a special team, the Eagles of St. Martin de Porres, taking a 7th championship trophy, the 6th in Class C, back to the near west side of the Motor City. Our next game comes up at 4 o'clock in Class A with Greg and Matt Shepard. Lavelle Blanchard and Pioneer taking on Jason Richardson and Saginaw Arthur Hill, two of the best in the state going nose to nose. Now for Greg Keltzer, Mickey York, and Marshall Thomas, I'm Fred McLeod saying so long from the Breslin Center in East Lansing. Once again, our final score, the Eagles have no peer in Class C. They beat Bath 58-44, holding them to 29% shooting. That'll get it done. You've been watching high school basketball on Fox Sports Detroit. Your home of Fox Sports Net. We'll see you back here later this afternoon at 4. Now stay tuned for the road to #1 next.
The car